Hey, welcome back to this channel, and this is part 2 of our video with Mommy G on parenting tips, life-saving parenting tips, because seriously this generation needs it. Okay, so guys, we are going to continue and go straight into the next question without wasting any time.
Right.
There's this question I want to ask. Another question: how do you manage your child keeping bad company?
Well, that is another tricky question, because you will not be around with your child all the time to monitor who they are going about with, either at school or in the community or in the market or wherever. But at the beginning, as young as they are in primary school, you should begin to let them understand the negative effects of having bad friends. I mean, telling them about examples of, bad friends and their influences and the negative things that, some people, friends do. And if you ask them, they'll even tell you, so there's a boy, even as young as they are in primary school, oh, there's a boy in my class who steals, oh, there's a boy in my class who stole another person's book, and so on. And they begin to tell them that those people, you cannot be friends with those people because they will teach you the wrong thing. And you encourage your friends, your children, to bring your friends home, or to tell them who their friends are, and to bring them home. And it's also good to know the parents of your child's friends, and to communicate with them, and if possible to visit that home also, if you have approve of the friendship. And if you don't approve, you discuss with your child, you educate the child. Just one look at a friend, and you just, from, they say the older the wiser.
Yes.
What you see sitting down, the child cannot see, even he stands on the tallest rooftop. So you explain that this boy or this girl, from the way I see her, the way she dresses, the way she talks, I'm not sure she's the better because of so. And if you want to dig more, if you have been having conversations with your children, they will tell you more about the friend. Example, confess that, yes, mommy, I think there are stories about him doing this or about her doing this. So that is the way we try to monitor. And the children should learn, or should teach their children, convince them to be able to tell you where they are going to, all the time, even though they will not all the time, but at least most of the time, they will tell you if they're going to a friend's house, they are going to such and such a friend's house, or they're going here for such activity, and there will be so people there, and so on. So that will help you to monitor, to be able to, follow up their relationships, to avoid negative peer pressure and all of that. And I want to say that, talking to children sometimes it should be, parents should try to make it to be as natural and continuous as possible. It's not like one day you bring a child, come and sit down here, I want to talk to you about this.
Mm-hmm.
So talk continuously, naturally, look for teachable moments, as we say, as we teachers say.
Mm-hmm.
If any incident comes out in the community or on TV, and then you just bring up that as a topic, conversational topic, and from there you educate their child and talk to them and ask questions, have their own points of view, and make them understand what is the right thing, the right way to behave, and so on.
Thank you so much for this, especially teachable moments, waiting for the right time to evoke a topic.
Yes.
So the child doesn't feel tensed, because the children, when I was also a child, every time my parents sit me down and my mom says, I want to talk to you about this, your heart is just doing but when it happens in a way that you didn't expect, it instead flows, and then thank you so much for this. As they say, the older the wiser. These are the information. So this brings me to the next question, which is not very complex. It's creating a safe space for the child. How do you create a safe space for the child to be able to tell you, mommy, I went to school today, and this my friend told me that I should come with her. Let's go swimming. Yes. Many children don't find it they're not that open with their parents. I don't know why, and I don't want to assume. So that's why I'm asking, how do you create a safe space for your child?
Okay, like I said earlier, the first thing is to cultivate a habit as the children are young, to be talking with them all the time, asking questions and having their own views, their own opinions about things. Don't think that children are too small to have an opinion. And the most interesting thing is that, or the paradox is that when children are young, like before the teenage 10, 11, they are very conversational. They talk a lot.
Inquisitive.
But once they reach adolescence, from 12, 13, 13, they don't talk. They become with you. They are not so free with you. So at this point, at this stage, I encourage patients to always draw out, conversation from the children. Always initiate conversation. Always ask questions. What do you think about this? What happened today? Let me give you an example. One of my children, when they came back, from school, during boarding school, during vacation, and I asked, how was school, how was closing? I said, did anything extraordinary happen during this term or when you were closing? And he said, yes, some 2 girls were dismissed for lesbianism. At that time, he was in Form 2. I said, lesbianism? He said, and in a mission school, boarding school. And I didn't know that he even knew the word or the concept. I said, do you know what is lesbianism? He said, yes, when 2 girls are making love. And then from there, just pick up. Do you think it's correct? What does the Bible say? What does society? You even bring, if you're a Christian mother, bring the Bible and read passages against homosexuality and lesbianism and all of that. Talk about, the negative effects and, So this is just to say that if you don't ask questions, most of them will not talk. My children always say that, Mommy, you ask too many questions. I say yes. Because if I don't ask, you will not discover some things that you would have discovered. So ask about their friends, about school, about any problems they have, about what makes them happy, what makes them sad. Just questions about generally, or anything that is happening, like I said earlier, on the TV, on the radio news, around the country, even things like politics and, like when this problem of the secession Anglophone problem started, I asked one of my children, at that time I was in primary school, and I said, we are going to separate, I don't know how we started, but at one point we said we are going to separate, and the Anglophones will be in their own country, and the Francophones will be in their own country. There will be 2 different countries. Then I said, so if you want to go to the other country, you have to have a passport, and you have to take a visa. And then he said, no, that is not nice. That is not nice. Why should we have to separate? We have to be together. We are one country. Primary school, I was surprised. So don't think that children don't have opinions. They have opinions about things. And some opinions might be correct, some might be wrong. And then you start correcting them and you start, telling them what you think is the right path for them to follow. And so you are creating a safe space, as you say.
Yes.
Make the children to be comfortable with you. They should be able to come and to tell you from the beginning. Tell them that they can tell you anything. Yes. That is bothering them. And as they begin to go into adolescence, especially those who are going to secondary school, talk to them about, before they go about, all the kinds of pressure that they'll get from their friends, having girlfriends, going into sex, taking drugs, taking alcohol. You don't have to wait until an incident, tell them, discuss with them, converse with them before they bring examples so that they too will feel free and comfortable talking to you about such things.
Wow. Thank you for this insight, because I think the first step to raising your child yourself is communicating with your child. Because you can be in a house with a child 365 days on 365. The child doesn't even go to boarding school, but you're not the one raising up that child. The streets are raising up the child because there's no communication. You see somebody in the house who is a stranger every day. All he knows is he has to call his mother mama and his father daddy and say he's hungry. That's all. They come inside the house and eat. The child is quiet. You just say, no, I guess I'm quiet, Pikino. The child doesn't talk. This child. And then you see there are some parents. I have a story. I'm going to add this story of a baby girl. She was 2 years old. You know, that's when babies pick up their speech.
Mhm.
In the house, she didn't talk. She didn't talk. She was just doing the normal baby sounds and most times quiet. But there was a neighbor with whom the mother used to leave the girl and go out. When she leaves the baby there, the baby talks. The baby is very talkative,
Very free with
them,
the
speaks. So one day the neighbor said, talk when you are picking the talk. The mother said, which one? Why the pray for God say may start talking in the talk? They said, which one? This one. So that's when they told the mother, don't worry, when you will drop her here tomorrow, come sneak and come and see her. To her mother's greatest surprise, when she came into the house that day, she was saying, hungry, I'm hungry. Her mother was shocked and tears started rolling down her eyes. She was emotional because she wasn't the first person, you know, to get her child's speech. Her child was feeling free, already had a free space out of the house and not with her. So she was emotional. But you see, these are the small things.
Small things.
Yes.
Okay, that just reminds me about something about making children comfortable in the house. There are little things that you can do to make your children, you know, feel love, feel happy. For example, from our own experiences, I used to celebrate, you know, when you say celebrate, doesn't mean it must be a big party. You know, everybody's birthday. So it was like, how many birthdays in a year? You know, 3 birthdays in a year. When's your birthday? Just go for a few friends, relative children, small popcorn, you know, ching biscuit, and then the children are happy and dancing. You know, that makes them happy. And then I also had this habit of welcoming, so to say, on the last day of school. Even when they're in primary school, they will stay in primary school, last day in school. When they come with their report cards, you know, you cook their best food. Children like you cook rice and stew and chicken by a few days. Yeah, children are happy that, you know, mom, 20th May, 11th February, days like that, you cook their best meal, they come with their friends, they eat. Not to talk about when they're coming from boarding school, you know, that day is a party. On Sundays, after church, you pass through, you know, a bakery, buy this, each person a pack of biscuits and things like that. And there's something I used to do that my friends would find it fun. I used to visit in their rooms. I would say, I've come to visit you. Entertain me. I said, well, your friends can entertain them now. So entertain me in your room. So buy me a drink and then we'll talk and this. And sometimes they will not buy. Sometimes they'll tell us, mommy, you too. You know, sometimes, you know, out of fun, I'll just say, okay, take the money now, go and buy a drink. Let's entertain ourselves and things like that. So it's good to make children feel happy and feel free. There's a story about a young man. I heard about a young man who was, you know, experiencing this experience in their home and said their father would just get up, you know, one weekend and just tell them to invite your friends. You know, tell the mother, go and buy chicken, fry it, buy this, you know, for no reason, no occasion. You know, put music all the way, you know, eating and dancing and, you know, being happy.
Yes.
That's how life should be. Children should enjoy their youthfulness before they reach, you know, our age when they will have all sorts of problems and concerns. So there are many ways of making.
If I was a child, I would love this type of things. I would love it. I will, if I was still a child, no, as me now, I'm listening to it, I'm already excited. So I can imagine a child having a parent like this. Oh my God, your mother will be your best friend. If your father was the one who was always saying, invite your father will be your best friend.
Yes.
Because of course,
they can bring any problem to you.
Yeah, everything.
Talk to you about anything.
A safe space. And I think for young mothers, this is it. This is the reason why we are young mothers. We should not start behaving like old women when we have children. Whatever you appreciate, know that your child will love it too. Imagine me hearing about my father wanting to throw a party. Even at this age, I'll be happy. I will love my daddy more. So yes, that is it. Creating a safe space for your child to feel at ease at home. Not the children that always want to go to the neighbor and stay from morning to night.
When they hear the voice of the father, they are running
away
and to their room. So that the best. No, that is old-fashioned parenting.
I know.
So the young people should learn, you know.
Well, this has been a very long video, and